I said that I began as a psychologist over 40 years ago, and I developed a new view of the mind and intelligence, drawing on psychology, but also on brain studies and evolution and genetics. And these ideas are still controversial in psychology, but they've had a lot of influence in education, and I hope and believe that influence has been benign. And I mentioned that an education based on MI should individualize, take individual differences very seriously, and computers can help, and it should pluralize. It should present important ideas in many ways so we can activate many intelligences and many neural networks. I then took off the psychology hat and the educator hat and talked in terms of policy. What kinds of minds do we need in an era of globalization, biological revolution, and digital revolution? And I argued that there are 5 kinds of minds. 3 of them are primarily cognitive: the disciplined mind of becoming an expert by working hard in one area, the synthesizing mind, which can survey a wide territory and organize it so it can be retained, and then the creating mind, which goes one step beyond orthodoxy and thinks new ideas. And then I mentioned the 2 ideas from human relations: face-to-face respect of people who don't necessarily come from your clan, and the imperative of ethics in workplace and in citizen, where you don't just do what serves your own self-interest, but you try to think about what the right thing to do is. And then I talked about our own work in ethics, using the mind in ways which can be helpful for the broader society, which are ethical as well as excellent. So I want to close by quoting 2 Americans who I think said something very wise. The first one is Martin Luther King Jr., and he said, "Intelligence plus character, that's the goal of a true education. Intelligence, being smart, is good. Having multiple intelligence is good. But the kind of person you are is equally important." A quotation from a 19th century American philosopher, Ralph Waldo Emerson. He went one step beyond Martin Luther King. He said, "Character is more important than intellect." So many of you here are educators, and those of you who are not educators are probably workers or parents. And even though intelligence is tremendously important, and multiple intelligences are very important, it's the way that you use those intelligences which is what's most important. Thank you.